I don't want to be around smoke. Within 20 hours after you smoke, it might just make you get worse.
Please stop it and mess up your lungs, your breathing.
You need to stop smoking because it's not good for your body.
Because it stinks. Stop smoking so you'll feel better, and so will I.
Smoking and kids don't mix. Many people don't realize that when kids are exposed to cigarette smoke, it can lead to major health problems and even death. In the United States each year, secondhand smoke exposure contributes to hundreds of babies dying from sudden infant death syndrome, also known as SIDS. Pediatricians regularly treat children for medical problems such as ear infections, pneumonia, and asthma that are caused or worsened by tobacco exposure. Children with a smoking parent are more likely to become smokers themselves. Every year, 1.4 million children become smokers. That's almost 4,000 children every day that start smoking.
As a doctor, I'm often asked by parents about what they can do to help their child avoid illness and injury. And as parents, we all want our children to be healthy and happy. We devote so much time, money, and love into our children's health. And yet there's so much that we as parents cannot control. But there is at least one thing that parents can do. Stop smoking. Eliminating exposure to tobacco smoke can lead to fewer asthma attacks, fewer ear and lung infections, and may even decrease your child's risk of dying from sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. If you are truly concerned for your children's health and safety, then stop exposing your children to tobacco smoke. Stop smoking. Your children are your reason to quit.
There are many positive benefits to quitting smoking. It is not easy, but it is possible. Dr. Susan Wiley, a pediatrician at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, tells more about the effects of smoking on your health and the health of your children.
It's important for people who smoke to stop smoking because it not only affects them, but it also affects the people around them, their spouse, their family, and their children. As a pediatrician, I know that children are particularly sensitive to tobacco smoke exposure. And in the United States, 40% of children are exposed to tobacco smoke. We know that children who have tobacco smoke exposure have an increased risk of SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, also known as crib death, ear infections, respiratory infections such as pneumonia. They're at higher risk of developing asthma, and if they have asthma, they have a higher tendency to have more frequent and more severe asthma attacks.
Many people may not realize that tobacco is a life-threatening product loaded with pesticides and other cancer-causing chemicals. Health officials even warn of these dangers on the cigarette package. Whether you smoke or your child is around someone who is smoking, which is secondhand smoke, both are dangerous. Even third-hand smoke, which is the toxic residue left over from smoking that gets on your hair, fingers, and clothes, has harmful effects.
The way that we handle children who have tobacco smoke exposure at home is that we want to reduce that tobacco smoke exposure as quickly as possible. So the ideal situation is that their parents, their family, stop smoking. But until that can happen, what I advise parents is to always smoke outside and never in the vehicle. Make sure that they wash their hands after they smoke cigarettes before touching their child, and never smoke with the child with them. So another benefit of stopping smoking is that the effects of smoking can be reversed. And we know that smokers who smoke for years and years, who stop smoking, within 5 to 10 years, their risks have dramatically decreased almost to a non-smoker's.
The best way to reduce a child's exposure to smoke is to quit smoking. Here are some of the benefits that will affect you and your child when you stop smoking. You will live longer and healthier. You will save money. You will reduce smoke exposure to others. You will feel better about yourself. You will set a positive example for your children. If you have trouble quitting, don't be discouraged. Tobacco is an addictive habit, but it can be broken.
When we see a child who does have tobacco smoke exposure, the tendency of some people is to assign blame. But being a smoker doesn't make you a bad person or a bad parent. Nicotine is one of the most addictive substances on earth. If you're a parent and you are considering quitting smoking, then congratulations. You have made one of the best, most important steps. You can quit smoking and you can do it, but you don't have to do it by yourself. There's a lot of free resources available. I think the easiest one is the 1-800-QUIT-NOW line, but there's a lot of other resources.
Of course, the most important resource is your own physician, who can provide recommendations appropriate for your medical background and smoking history.
There are so many benefits of quitting smoking. Not only will it benefit your child and your family and other loved ones that are around you, but it also will benefit you. You'll feel better and you'll be able to be around for your children, hopefully your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren.
Help yourself and kids like us.